Welcome to the Eyes on EB podcast with Rob and Rachel. Hey everybody, we have Rachel Botnick today.
Hi everyone, nice to be here.
How you doing? Everything?
I'm doing great, thanks. Happy summer.
Yeah, it's been a hot, rainy one.
I know. Today's nice though. I was able to blow dry my hair, so it's very, very nice.
So today we're going to lighten things up a little bit and talk about the East Brunswick Square or the Brunswick Square.
Brunswick Square Mall, good old
80 days.
Yes, and 70s.
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 Yeah, that's true.
My memories go back to my first memory of my love affair with the Brunswick Square Mall was when I was 3 years old, believe it or not. I do have this memory very vividly.
Was it one of your first memories?
It was one of my first memories. KB Toy and Hobby. Are you familiar with where that was? Like Red Robin,
yeah,
right?
So I grew up in Monroe.
Right, okay. So
East Brunswick was always the place to go.
Because there was no
Two guys,
other...
Rickles and...
Bradley, yep. Totally. Okay. So I apparently, and I don't remember the stealing, but I remember the walk.
Oh, wow.
So I stole a container of Play-Doh. Took it from KB by myself.
Oh, wow. That's
walked out of the mall. Out of KB, through the mall, all the way. Do you remember JCPenney had a toy section?
Yeah, of course.
So it was on the first floor, right along the back wall where you used to be able to get the catalogs. My parents found me many frightening minutes later, sitting there by myself, playing with my Play-Doh in the toy aisle of JCPenney. So I spent, from that moment on, more memories than I can even recall at that mall and throughout my life as, a lifelong resident of East Brunswick since I was born in 72. And my family has been here, I believe, since 69.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, we were the first owners of the house where we grew, where I grew up. So, it was dirt roads in East Brunswick.
And the mall was kind of like the hub, right? At the time?
It was the only place that, especially early on. And, you have to understand in the 70s, you were able to, parents would drop their kids off, and you stayed there by yourself for hours.
Yeah.
You got $5. You were handed $5 from your parents, and you just walked around with your friends, and then they picked you up later.
And what was good back then, too, there was just a lot of things to do.
There was a ton of different things to do. The movies. And then even, it was really the only place that you could shop fashion-wise, right? Because Pants, back in the day, it was Pants Place Plus, Bamberger's was a big one.
Chess King.
Merry-Go-Round.
Right.
That was a good one, too. My first job was at the East Brunswick
Square
Mall. Lynn's Hallmark.
Oh, God. Oh, that was a good one.
It's still there, actually. It's just not Lynn's.
Yeah, it is still there.
The Hallmark has been a mainstay, one of the only...
Children's place.
That's true.
Yeah.
How is that even still in business,
my friend's mom worked there in the 80s.
Do you remember the slide?
No.
They had a slide in Children's Place.
Wow.
In the middle of the store, and a little tunnel where you can hide.
Oh, yeah.
TV.
I remember a little bit.
You climbed up the thing, you were able to watch the TV, and then you slid down. Your parents didn't know where you were.
Did you hang out in the arcade at all?
I was not.
No arcade.
The arcade was a little bit scary.
Yeah, that was the burnout from the Votech. Not the judge. Now it's the Magnus School. It's fun.
No judgment.
It's a Magnus School now.
Good things happen at the Votech. Absolutely.
It does.
But I did not hang out in the arcade. I did frequent Hot Sam.
Yeah, Hot Sam was
the original throwback.
You know, when you go on Google Images, surprisingly, there's just one image you can find of that whole place. I wonder if we can kind of get people together to start sending some images, because it's there's that one place of is it a guy or a woman in that picture? I don't remember, with the black hair
and the trees.
The
background, is that the picture you're talking about? I don't even remember who. I don't know, but that is so sad. I didn't know that's the only picture that you
the only one I can find. Yeah.
We have to work.
Yeah, that was that was the best pretzel place. Sometimes I wonder if it's just because, when you're younger, everything seems so much better. Then you go back and visit, and it's just like, I used to like SpaghettiOs,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. there was a magic of the time. There was a naivete of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my parents used to drop us off there, and you didn't think twice about it.
How old were you when they used to drop you off?
I mean, literally young. I mean, but I also walked. I mean, in East Brunswick, you were able to walk to your kindergarten by yourself. I walked to kindergarten by myself in East Brunswick. That's how almost Mayberry-like it was back then. Like there was a Mayberry-esque, and I'm not a rose-colored glasses type of person. So I mean, there were definitely downfalls to East Brunswick, without a doubt. But there has to be something to be said when so many people, when you say you're from East Brunswick, have it evokes a feeling in people who are from East Brunswick. And there has to be something there. There's a there there.
Well, definitely. I can tell you a little bit about that because I grew up in Monroe on the Spotswood side of Monroe.
Okay.
Right. So, I mean, I probably know the mall not as well as people who lived in East Brunswick, but we hung out there too a lot. It was only 4 miles away. And East Brunswick was always like, we always thought of you guys as the rich kids.
Very interesting.
Right.
Which is so funny because according to us, Marlboro was like the rich kids, right? So everything's relative. It's so funny.
Then as you get older, it's like the short hills and the Millboro. But we thought you guys were the rich kids so bad that when we played you in sports and in soccer or basketball, I play soccer and basketball, but I remember soccer, like you guys would be like 2 weeks ahead of, like we wouldn't have to play for you for like another 2 weeks. But we were practicing for you. We didn't care about, like, we wanted to beat you because you were the rich kids.
The rich kids.
Yeah, that's how we.
But wasn't East Brunswick also just really good in sports, though? Like, I remember back then, that was a big deal. Yes, absolutely. Josh Miller, all of those really good, and the greats, our soccer teams, both the boys and the girls, were phenomenal for very many years. Really long.
But
Kosa.
Right, but the other issue was with East Brunswick.
Hastings, right? I think was the coaches, Kosa and Hastings, boys and girls.
Yeah. So the other thing about East Brunswick that was interesting was that you guys had a very strong connection to the Home News and Tribune. So you used to get all the good write-ups. That's why we didn't like you.
Oh.
So
see, that's some background information I'm not aware of.
My team beat East Brunswick in the semifinals of the counties.
Okay.
And we were co-champions 0-0 with St. Joe's. And guess what? East Brunswick was still ranked higher than us in the counties with the Home News Tribune.
Oh,
even
they
though
fixed it, you think? Like just the way, the optics of it, they still
felt that you guys were better. But so
that's really interesting.
Yeah, but we were just jealous. I mean, we wanted to be East Brunswick kids.
So is that why you moved here?
Yeah, I moved here.
Stayed here? Stayed here, I should say.
My dad got remarried. And we lived on Merrill when they got remarried. My mom passed away. My dad got remarried a few years later. And then I lived on Merrill. But here's the funny thing. I still went to Monroe High School.
I know. How'd they allow that?
They didn't.
Nowadays, they would snatch you out in 5 seconds.
So the funny is, I used to walk out the front door with my varsity jacket. And who was the athletic director? Was it Hastings or was the other
Charlie King? Was King the athletic director back then?
Hastings was there, I think. But
Hastings was a soccer coach. I don't remember who the athletic director was.
But I played against it was a big name. He's still around. Oh my God, people are going to be making fun of us. Like he still goes to all the games.
Don't make fun of me because I shouldn't know this information.
And he still runs. And it's funny. I used to walk out with my purple
burger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. So I used to walk out with my purple and gold varsity jacket, and he used to jog past me every morning, right? And
well, it could have been a custody thing, though. He wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah, it was every morning because I used to have to drive my moped to the bus stop.
Did you have a helmet?
Of course, yeah, I had to. But I always liked Knopfenberger because he never ratted me out.
Well, yeah, he
could have ratted me out.
He was a cool guy, though. Yeah. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
I remember that about him.
Yeah. But the mall, my friends from Saraville loved the mall. My like the mall was for everybody.
So you have to also understand, Menlo Park Mall was disgusting back then.
Was it?
It was like the part of yes, because it ended. There was a dead zone of Menlo Park Mall. Okay. It was a very small area that was okay. Woodbridge was the big place to go back then, and
that was far.
I don't even remember if Freehold was around back then. In like the 70s
I'm not
and the
sure.
80s?
I don't think so. I would say probably was just starting.
Right.
Yeah.
So the location of Brunswick Square Mall in relation to the high school,
Mm-hmm.
allowed people to walk.
Yeah. It was perfect.
So if you had a job after school, you could just walk right over there. And then on Friday afternoons, you could just walk from high school and go straight over there. And for those of you who grew up in East Brunswick back then who are watching this, everybody knows Doug the cab driver. Did you know Doug the cab driver?
Yeah, I didn't know him. What was he about?
So Doug the cab driver was like now I'm talking like before I got my license, but we were old enough to like be, out late on a Saturday night. And Doug the cab driver was the guy we always, what was it, Checker? Archie's Checker, which I don't remember which one. Doug knew to turn his lights off when he got to a certain point on all of our streets before we got to our houses so that our parents did not know that we took cabs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was all part of the, like, it sounds so weird right now thinking about it, but those are the memories that make the mall such a standout in my mind.
Right.
Even I'm 52 years old right now, and I go to the mall. Like I just took my kids to the mall for, you can only really go there for certain things, right? We know because it's like dead in the water, but my kids boxed at Results, which is fantastic. And, there's other, Slime University is a great added addition for something to do. But we never had to worry about what there was to do.
No, I know.
And actually, even just walking around the mall was something
it was fun.
To do.
Yeah, it was fun, actually.
That was the social thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sad at the state of the mall right now because not only is the mall the way it is, there's nothing else for our kids to do in this town.
No, there's really absolutely nothing. My one son used to go to the mall once in a while to hang out.
My kids don't even that's not even something they would even think to do.
And the security guards just look at everybody now.
Right. And also not just that, like my kids now, when they go into a store, if I say to them, I don't feel like going into GameStop or, those other ones, they say, yeah, but if you don't come in with us, they're going to look at us like we're, bothering them. Right. So it's like, even the stores that are supposed to be for kids, it's not always such a safe, space for them to be in there by themselves. So it's like, if they were here on a Friday night, are they going to be chased, out of a store? Is it going to be, more difficult for the parents than it was when we were growing up? I mean, literally, my parents went out every Saturday night. They dropped us off at the mall. Someone else picked us up.
Yeah. And I know, like, cause I know with my one son, I think, they don't even like you getting a little loud and having fun.
That's what I mean.
Security guards will like kick you out.
Yeah. And yes, there were things that went on back there that were, I'm sure we drove the, mall cops, what was that? What was the movie? Paul Blart or the Mall Cop?
Mall Cop.
Yeah. And I'm sure we drove them nuts.
Yeah.
But it was like a rite of passage.
Yeah. And don't forget about Farrell. You ever have a birthday party at Farrell's? Or?
Oh my God. Can we even have this conversation without mentioning Farrell's?
Yeah, that place is...
I would not have a fulfilled childhood if I did not have at least 5 birthday parties at Farrell's that included the drum and the clown Sundays.
Yeah. Do you remember where it was at?
Where Farrell's was? Yes, it was. Hold on a second. Wasn't it where like Results Boxing is right now? Over there, wasn't it?
I thought it was there was an outside entrance.
There was an outside entrance.
Yeah. So I
thought like Panera, like right over there where that
exactly.
Where the
Twisted Crab.
In real life. Oh, you thought it was over there. Was it over there?
Well, Panera and Twisted Crab is right next to
So you think that was where the entrance was? Or was it on the other side of the doors?
Because that's JC. Oh, right. It was that whole.
It was
right,
that.
Yeah. And it went all the way back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it's where that in real life where they play the games. Yes. That's I believe where it was. I mean,
it is. Yeah, it is.
Do you know how many boyfriend and girlfriend relationships started at the booths at Farrell's? I mean, that place was.
I remember when you walked in, you put a quarter in. It was a thing. I forgot what it said. You pushed it, and it went. Yeah. Remember that? Like
hot meter. It was like.
It was a meter. It's like where you're at. Right. Yeah. Hot. You're. Yeah. That place was.
You are. And then, I mean, who can forget the everlasting gobstopper that was the size of your hand?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where you paid
Right.
I think my love for candy might have started at Farrell's.
And the other interesting thing about the mall was it was everybody's like it was a lot of people's first jobs
100%.
where, it's hard. Everybody's like, my kids work now. They both work for Daisy, but full time, but in the summer and then during the school year. But it's hard for kids to find a job now too.
It's very hard for kids to find a job. And that actually just goes to not just the fact that the mall is not what it used to be, but there are, and again, like I think about the other parts of East Brunswick that made East Brunswick back then so amazing. Like I was also, until I was 20 years old, a member of Country Swim Club. I don't know if you're familiar with Country
No, but
Swim
that
Club.
came up in a conversation on Ethan's page the other day.
Right, and I said that was 100%.
I was Birch Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I grew up as a member of Country, and then as soon as I was old enough to get my lifeguarding certificate, I was a lifeguard there.
Oh, nice.
So
where was that at?
It was at the corner of Dutch Road.
Okay.
Where it started to veer off into like Milltown.
Okay.
It's houses now.
Okay.
Like it's like it never existed.
Yeah, that's
which
weird.
Is so otherworldly to me. When I moved back here after somebody had told me that was torn down and houses were put up, and I drove down that road for the first time, I cried. I did cry because that was such a staple also. And I mean, Dallenbach's the way that Dallenbach's used to be, not Crystal Springs.
Right.
That was a big hub also for people during the summer.
Yeah. My sister is 13 years older than me, and she had experience with the drive. We had a drive-through back in the day.
A movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Oh,
of
do you?
course,
Yeah.
yes, on Ticey's Lane.
Yeah.
That was the greatest place also. And it was part of the Lowe's because the Lowe's was on the corner right there in that shopping center. And the drive-through part of it was right across that little, where Vermella, whatever that is now. It was the drive-through part of it.
Right.
I know, I remember that
Legacy
so
or
well
whatever.
also.
Yeah.
Oh, right, right. I do have very vivid memories. My brother is 6 years older than me.
Okay.
So my parents very often made me tag along, with my older brother and sister to all of those things. So even though I am younger, I have, vivid memories of being part of those different things, even though they may have been gone by the time I was old enough to enjoy them firsthand.
Yeah. And one of the most famous things in East Brunswick, and it sounds really corny, is the hole in the strip mall where Movie City 5 is. Like, I took a picture. You know what I'm talking about?
The hole in the middle. Oh,
well, you go to one. Yeah, the little tunnel. Right. I took a picture of just that one time.
Is it still there?
Yeah. And I put it on my Facebook. This was like 5 years ago. And I say, where is this? And my friends from who moved to Florida, it was just that.
Everybody knew what
Everybody knew that.
Of course. We always parked in the back. We never were front parkers for the movie.
Yeah. I wrote I wrote something about Movie City 5 the other day. And one of my first...
I can close my eyes and picture Movie City 5 right now, where you walk in and the concessions and then you walked up the steps to the movies.
Yeah.
Right?
What was your first movie you saw there? Do you remember?
I don't remember my first movie that I saw there. I saw
E.T. there too. So I'm not.
Well, I mean, if you saw it there, I must have seen it there too, because I saw E.T. in the movies also, and that was probably the only place it was playing in East Brunswick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I probably saw that there too. My only very vivid memory of a movie early on is waiting around the block, literally, of the building at Lowe's on Ticey's Lane for Rocky 2.
Oh wow.
Rocky 2.
Yeah.
So that may have been my first movie.
Where at? What movie?
At the Lowe's. What is that? Like it was like a men's. Now it's like that market where Lakeshore is. That's where the movie where the drive-in was.
Right.
But there was an actual movie part of it as well. So there was a movie theater right there.
Okay.
That was, I believe, the Lowe's movie theater in East Brunswick.
Right.
So that's where I saw, I believe, my first movie, which was Rocky 2, waiting outside around the corner.
Well, wow. What year? So
70s. I looked it up actually, because you put what was your first movie was Grease, right?
I think it was, or whatever the first version of that was. Yeah. So Saturday Night Live Grease. I guess 76. So it was Grease, I think. Yeah, because I was so.
You would not have gone to see Saturday Night Fever at 4 years old.
So
I jumps off the Verrazano Bridge in that movie.
I was so young that when I got home, Welcome Back Kotter was on.
Oh my God.
And I was wondering
fabulous show.
I was wondering how he got from
Horseshack.
I was wondering how John Travolta got from the movies to the. So that's how young I was. I didn't understand how. I had a sister 14 years older. Right. I had one.
She would have taken you to that? Well, I mean, that's a pretty deep movie.
I just think that's what they did.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Of course. Well, I went to Rocky too, so I guess so, because I wasn't that much older.
My mom was on the couch smoking, Newport Lights or Marlboro Lights on the couch. Watching Days of Our Lives.
Or General Hospital.
Yeah.
Whichever one. That's really funny. I guess I can't really pinpoint exactly which movie it was.
Right. But that movie City 5 was also a
very big staple.
Yeah.
And then after a little while, when Stuff Your Face moved in.
Oh, God. Where Gusto's is.
Right. So then you had a really nice, now we're talking high school. So my parents at that point would drop us off at the mall. We would stay till the mall closed.
Right.
And we would, walk across Route 18.
Oh, wow.
To Stuff Your Face.
Yeah.
And our other friends' parents would pick us up at Stuff Your Face
wow.
when they closed. I may or may not have carved some messages into the booths.
Oh, goodness.
At Stuff Your Face.
There's still a Stuff Your Face in New Brunswick.
I know there is, and it's delicious.
Yeah, it's great.
And then I remember when Stuff Your Face first opened, they had that little first part where you walked in where they brought Thomas Sweet also.
Mm-hmm.
So there was Thomas Sweet in East Brunswick with Stuff Your Face right next to each other, and that didn't last for very long.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I did out of East Brunswick at that age that was fun was Sports 9.
And Zips. Do you remember Zips, the ice cream? That was like the first make-your-own sundae ice cream place.
Where is that?
That I remember. That was on Route 9 also.
Okay.
So that I remember going outside of East Brunswick for. But again, same thing. We never left East Brunswick.
No, you really didn't have to.
Are you familiar? Do you remember? I'm going way back right now. And it's actually not necessarily East Brunswick, but if you're a Monroe person, you absolutely remember this. Buxton's.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Where was that? 8A?
Yes. There, where they made the whole U-turn thing over there. Best ice cream.
Yeah, that was kind of like their version of Farrell's.
I guess so, but they had really good ice cream there too. And that just
there for years.
That was a sign of the times close.
Yeah.
That was definitely we talk about what were we talking about before? That if you don't change with the infrastructure,
no, right? Yeah,
that forward motion,
right?
And I think that was Buxton's was one of those. Same thing with Farrell's.
Yeah.
I believe that if Farrell's was still in the mall,
absolutely,
so many problems would be solved. I am convinced that if everybody met over a clown sundae and a Farrell's drum, we could solve the world's problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just nothing happier than Farrell's.
No, that was a great place. A lot of, like I said, a lot of people's first jobs, first birthday parties, and
just memories all around.
And it's really nothing like that anymore, right? Yeah.
Do you think there's even anything like that, like franchise-wise? I mean, really think about that.
No. Farrell's wasn't it? Was it a franchise?
Well, yeah, because there's actually, up until recently, there was still one open.
Oh, wow.
Well, unless it was owned by the same person. It might have just all been owned, but I don't know if it was necessarily. There were multiple locations of it. So I don't know if each one was individually owned like a franchise, but it just much more recently closed. It was in
I wonder where that
or somewhere like that. I want to say I don't know, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Maybe out. Yeah. Not near here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was open until I may be wrong about the state. Don't quote me. Geography is definitely not my strong point.
Yeah.
But I do. Is there a center hub in East Brunswick for anything?
No, I don't.
Is there? If somebody said to you, where would you say this? Like, where would you say that the hub of East Brunswick is?
I think they're trying to create that, which is nice. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
With the apartment complexes?
I guess like where, I mean, for me personally, it would just what I know of like what a Vermello is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be there. Aren't they having like a restaurant?
They are, yeah.
A central hub for adults, maybe.
Right.
But I don't know. You'll get a lot as many out of towners too.
But what are, like, I can't even follow what's actual set, honestly.
No, I don't know. A lot of towns have community centers. I know, like, Old Bridge has.
I've been dying for East Brunswick to create a community center. I've been asking for it for so long.
I got involved with the Piscataway basketball teams a few years ago, and across from the high school, they have a great community center. I believe they're tied in with the YMCA.
They are. It's my kids swam there.
Yeah,
it's a great place.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Perth Amboy has a beautiful one. Woodbridge has a beautiful one. There's just no place, no safe space for these children to hang out. And it's very sad because there's so many posts on Facebook about these children doing really, quite frankly,
funny things
and sort of typical things that are sort of less tolerable, that people are less tolerable of these days. And I just think that we're sort of setting our kids up for, like, getting in trouble like that.
Yeah,
because we're not providing a safe space for them to go that we used to have.
Which is really odd because a lot of it's the Generation X crowd that are complaining. And this is what made all of us fun and a little disturbed and a little awkward and was getting into trouble. And
I mean, you see all those memes all over the place about people. Oh, I was outside from the time the sun came up until, my parents called me and said, get home for dinner. And in between that, we drank from the hoses and, ran through the sprinklers. And there's no tolerance for any of that.
No, there isn't. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
People have no.
And that's probably why the malls died, is that kids were kept on getting kicked.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
And maybe the people who were owning the stores didn't want their, the headache that they, were bringing with it. I don't know what the right answer is to that.
I think a lot of things too. It's expensive. Everything's expensive. That's why you need a community center. It's a place where you don't have to. I mean, like, I asked my kids to go out to dinner with me and my wife, and I'm like, I'm hoping they say no.
I know. It's
like $300, and
I hear
then
you.
Two of them are bitching.
I know. I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things cost so much money, and
ridiculous.
I wish I could drop my kids off and know that I'm paying whatever, if I want to pay per hour, or if you want to join a member, whatever it may be, that I know that they can choose to be there with their friends and have it be someplace that they can thrive.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
But also have a little bit of that organic.
Why do you think the Y doesn't serve? Like, I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm like, we have the Y in East Brunswick, but why do you think it doesn't serve?
That's a terrible Y. I mean, it is.
I agree with you.
The basketball courts are just.
I don't know anything about those, so you would know more than that.
It's hideous. I mean, like, it's not even a court. It's just a room with, like, I think, a green floor. I don't think there's a pool. They were going to build pools out, but they were going.
There's an above ground pool in the back. I remember one summer when I first moved back here, my kids were really little, and I didn't know anything about any of the camps, and they weren't in school yet, so I don't think I knew about the rec program, and I put them in the Y, and it was okay, but they swam like once a week in the above ground pool, and I was like, I mean, my memories, I was a Lakeview kid, and I worked at Eagles Landing, so no plugs or anything, but it was just a place where and Country Swim Club taught us how to swim automatically, so it was like, I was like, wait, my kids aren't going to know how to swim when they're done with camp for the summer? Like,
yeah, again, like everything is, I think that's part of the problem is everything is expensive, and we're getting the hockey rink, but how many people can going to be able to afford that?
I actually agree with you. And I have to say, I had shared this on social media in response to somebody's post. I don't remember when. And a few years ago,
I think I saw it.
Yeah, that the mayor was canvassing and he came to my door, and I had a very honest, very cordial conversation with him. And I asked him, this was, I think, right when my kids had started swimming. So I had firsthand experience with the Sayreville one, and then the Piscataway one, and the Perth Amboy one. So all three of them I had just seen in a very, very short time.
Right.
And I was fascinated by all of them. And the Perth Amboy one,
that's really nice.
I mean, it's gorgeous. Yeah. And I literally, my kids would go swim, and I brought my work, and I would sit there for 2 hours while my kids swam, and I would do my work while they swam, and I'm watching family after family. And they come to the center, they scanned their things in, and they scattered in different directions. The mom would go to a workout thing. The dad would go play a sport. The kids would go into babysitting if they needed to. And then the other ones would, maybe there was tutoring, or I don't know where they were all going. But there was literally something for every single age group that walked in there.
Yeah.
We have none of that.
So I'll tell you how pathetic. We don't want to be too negative.
Nope.
That's fine. But I coached travel basketball for 4 years. And so during the off season, we needed space to just work out some of the kids.
Okay.
Bring them to a Y.
Right. Yep.
I used to pick up 4 East Brunswick kids and have to drive right down the street from here in Freehold to the Freehold YMCA to do something.
See, that's crazy. Yeah, that's so unnecessary.
To have a quarter. But they had the same setup. It was the same setup where if the parents dropped their kids off, they didn't care. They just did their
stuff.
They got extra work.
It wasn't a waste of my time. That was the thing. Like I had Wi-Fi, I had whatever it is I needed. It was not a waste of my time. But there was
a ton of Freehold kids, like kids in the area, just having a great friggin' time.
Absolutely.
And Monroe has a very small community center. They were like one of the first ones to do it years ago.
Near the senior center, right? Is it in that?
No, it's actually on the poor side of Monroe where I grew up. But I'm just joking. But Bill Lake Manor.
Okay.
All
right.
It's like 4 miles from East Brunswick.
Right.
And what they have open gyms. So like on a Wednesday, 5th and 6th graders, they go play basketball. Like it's just organic. They just walk there. They go play.
Just go drop them off for a little
9, 7, 8, this age. And also they have things for adults too. Like
and I feel as though the first thing that people would say is, well, who's going to watch these kids? That seems to be one of the first things that people go to is who's going to supervise these kids? It's going to be a free for all. They're going to go in, they're going to this, they're going to. We have so many students who volunteer,
right?
Youth council. There are
it could be part of their
religious group organizations who would volunteer their time. But not just that, it would be another opportunity for jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
For kids, right?
And that's what's lacking, jobs.
Right. Like this would be another safe space for this to be somewhere where these kids can say, I work there and I have pride in it because it's my town and I helped create what it is. Like I'm sad that a place that I look back on and have so many unbelievable memories, which is truly why I said I could move anywhere in the entire world, but I chose to move back to 08816 because the warm and fuzzies that I get from it, I wanted my kids to get. And they sort of do. And I know that it's a different time. And I know that naivete that we had in the 70s and the 80s is gone to a point. But I don't think that we should give up on trying to bring that back as much as we possibly can with our kids. Stop complaining about them always being on their phones and all of that, but not giving a solution for that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we all complain that they're running around on the streets and they're, riding their bikes in front of cars and, causing almost accidents, but give them a productive space and they won't be on the streets.
Yeah, where it doesn't break the bank.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Where their parents don't have to pay through the arm and, to make a choice that, all right, well, it's either that or, I don't know, go to your tutor this week. Like,
and it's not even a low income thing, too.
No.
I mean, people are making a decent wage. It just gets expensive.
It gets very expensive.
Yeah.
Well, because it's little things that you're paying for here and there. But if
Right.
there's one space, a collective space that you can go to that has all of those things.
Right.
And back to your point with the ice rink.
Yeah.
That's really expensive.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And the amount of people, public skating is one thing, yes, but how many people, if you really looked at a percentage, actually skate?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm sure you'll get more people. We used to go to Old Bridge.
I was a hockey groupie growing up, so I was an Old Bridge hockey groupie actually. So I know Old Bridge rink very well because that's the only place that was around back then.
Yeah. But how much rink time, because they're going to have to pay for how much rink time will there'll be there for the actual residents. And maybe there will be a lot. And
well, I was under the impression that there are 2 rinks.
Right.
One is for more public skating, sort of like the one Pro Skate on Route 1.
Okay.
So there's 2 rinks right there. Have you ever been to Pro Skate?
No.
They're in the same building. They're side by side. And one of them is strictly for games. And then one of them is always, like on Saturdays and Sundays, is always the one designated for open skate. So I thought that might have been what the mayor had said to me would happen.
Oh, that's good.
But again, it's not a very big, group of people that are going to, really enjoy that or benefit from it. Yeah. And it's only an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Public skating is only an hour and a half at most. Right. So they have to be picked up then, and then they go home. Yeah, it's he must have been into hockey back in the day. I mean, I don't, or I don't know, or there was a business arrangement. Right, yeah. The township got something in return for the land. I mean, I know that's what he explained to me. He felt as though, and I don't want to quote him exactly because it was a couple of years ago, but there was some, some sort of leaning towards the fact that a community center is not financially lucrative enough for a township. Yeah. So it doesn't bring in as much. It doesn't bring in as much. That's exactly what those were his words. It doesn't bring in as much revenue as people think it does. Right. And it was, for me, it wasn't about the revenue, and that's why I politely said thank you very much and kept it moving. I think where the ice skating rink went wrong is it would have been cool to be able to see it driving. Because I think if people were seeing it driving down Route 18, it would have been like, oh, this is going to be cool. It's cool. Right. It's something to be proud of. Mm-hmm. Right. Hidden in the background. How are you going to sell sponsorship? It's true. On a sign when it's hidden in the back. Like if it was on But I get it. It's the property thing. And it's true. It's things I don't understand. I'm well aware of that. Right. Like that's one of the reasons why I said thank you very I'm not a business person. Yeah. So I don't, speak that language. So for me, I'm a kid. I'm a kid person, right? Yeah. So that's what I do for a living. I work with kids. So for me, I see a need and I want to know why there's not a solution for it. Yeah. I think he's getting the message from what I hear. So maybe I hope so. Yeah. So I really do hope maybe they'll start focusing on that. Because I think that not having something like that is actually short-sighted for our town because you're bringing in you want all these new, people and these new families and all of this stuff. But aside from the traffic that everybody hates, if you brought something in that people could say, wow, this is really amazing and I want to move there, even though it's really, congested traffic wise, they do so much for our kids that it's a trade-off, right? Yeah, you're talking about value. Right, exactly. They want value. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I just don't know that without something for the kids, who's it for? And our kids are almost done and we still want it for them. Right, my kids are done. Yeah, I mean, my kids, by the time all of this would be changed, my kids will be gone also. Right. They have 4 years left. And really, when you think about how long things take. Right, yeah, exactly. So, no, but... my kids would not benefit from it. But we do have before we wrap up, we do have a hub. I have a hub, which is Panera at the East Brunswick Mall. I love that. I do love That's my little hub. And I think that I read that. I think that's I love it. I love it there. That's great. But part of it's because of the 80s nostalgia, that I'm in it. Part of it's because of that. But I wish it was a mom and pop. I know. I know. I know. We don't have anything like that either. But I wish. Yeah. I wish we had a hub. Yeah, but it was. We didn't touch on Spencer's. But that just finally went out of business. We did not touch on Spencer's. We didn't touch on a lot of things. Yeah, we didn't touch on Orange Julius. Orange Julius. All the way in the corner there. Bun and Burger. York Steakhouse. Yeah, that was a big one. The tray. Was Bun and Burger the trays? Mm-hmm. I think so. Did York have the trays also? I'm not sure. You walked through with the tray and you put your stuff on it? What else was there before we wrap up? Well, on that side, way, way back... Hallmark. You said Chess King. I actually have a list here, but go ahead. See your memory. On the other side was Pandemonium. Oh yeah, Pandemonium. Sam Goody. How cool! The days of picking out your CDs. I know. And just sitting there for an hour. There was another one, wasn't there? Wasn't there two music places? Yeah, there was. Well, there's Radio Shack there, right? There was Radio and McCrory's. Yeah, McCrory's, which was there. We had Walden Books and B. Dalton. Oh my! Right? Yeah. Then we had the children's plays. Was Zales there? Yes. Zales there. Up until Roy Rogers. Recently, Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers was interesting. Stearns, Macy's. Yeah. No, I don't think Stearns was there because the two it was Bamberger's. It was Bamberger's and JCPenney always. I think so. Yeah, that's all I have. Mm-hmm. But Pandemonium was a big one right outside of Bamberger's.
Claire's is there. Was that the 90s, though?
Claire's is still there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Claire's is still there. Piercing Pagoda has been there forever.
There was a CVS in there, wasn't there?
Yes, there was a CVS right by where Victoria's Secret and like right over there.
Okay.
I don't know if it was in Victoria's Secret or Express, but it was right over there. Definitely.
Bed Bath & Beyond still does really well there.
My kids literally just when we were there the other day said to me, I think this might be the only successful store in this mall. I am not kidding.
Oh, that's so funny.
They were like, this may be the only, like consistently, consecutively.
I was talking to someone there and they exceed their numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, they exceed.
Yeah, they exceed. And so was Old Navy before they closed. I just.
Which is funny because there's also, isn't there a Bath and Body Works over at the shops in North Brunswick?
Yeah, I believe so.
So that's interesting that they exceed their numbers when there is one so close that
they do
you don't
all
have to go to the mall for.
Right, yeah.
That's very interesting. I know they're trying. Mm-hmm. I see the new toy store.
Right.
I see that pups thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Shooting each other with styrofoam things,
and
right?
They have the slime place now.
They have the slime place.
But it's all mom and pops now.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I actually like that. I think we have to do more.
But they need to support. Mom and pops need to support more than a franchise can struggle for 4 or 5 years or just break even.
So how do you think they could, like, I know that there's stuff going on online. There's rumors. I never know what's real and what's not. I heard somebody say that they were trying to do something where the whole back wall is going to be restaurants. Mm-hmm.
Restaurant row.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that too. And the inside will be closed. You only access them from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the movie theater staying?
I'm not sure. That would be a big hit.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Going for dinner and then a movie like that. I mean.
Yeah. You're right. I meant it'd be a big hit if it closed, the movie theater.
Oh.
That would be a big hit to the town because it's nice to have.
Oh, a hit in a bad way.
Yeah,
I thought you meant if they were open.
No,
I went
that
the
way
opposite way.
Yeah, that way too. Yeah.
I don't think that movie theater should close.
No. But I heard it was going to be.
It's very sad.
But from what I hear, they really don't know. But one of the versions, I believe, is that if it is the restaurants, so although the mall looks kind of good still.
No, it's like falling apart, right?
Inside of the wall. So I think that
I mean, you can tell. If
it would be more like the shops of Old Bridge. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? That side of it.
Oh, like an open concepts outside? Outside concept mall. Yeah. Okay.
But it would be a great place for a community center because there's enough room. Yeah, like you got the land already.
But can we also talk about why there wasn't more built on the land of the Community Arts Center?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Why there wasn't more building infrastructure built there?
Are they trying to preserve land or whatever?
I don't know.
The mall is the best property in East Brunswick, though.
It is, and it's in the centralized location. It's truly the best property.
The best
You're
property.
right.
Yeah, it's easy to get to for most people.
You could actually build more than just a community center.
Right. No, you could.
You could do what they want to do and then also do a community
because
center
there's a lot of blacktop there.
Not just blacktop, grass.
Yeah, grass. And
there's grass also on the side where they sell like the Christmas trees, that whole front part. Yeah. I mean, when you really think about the actual square footage of the area, it's enormous.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's great. But anyway, I think we solved some
action.
Yeah, I think we solved some problems here.
Farrell's needs to come back. Farrell's needs to come back.
Yeah, Farrell's.
That would solve our problems.
No, it was great having you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll have you on again sometime.
Awesome.
Great.
Great to be here. Thank you. Thanks so much.